Why do so many people underestimate nuts and bolts? They're often simply thrown away when they're no longer needed. Yet, from these small items, we can create safety tools that few people actually make. And well, what I need here is actually very simple. Just 3 size 19 nuts and bolts. Okay, let's get straight to the process. Here, I start by marking the nut's hole location. After that, I immediately drilled a hole for the bolt and nut. You can see the process for yourself. It's simple, but it requires precision. At this stage, I drilled 3 nuts of the same size, namely, size 19. I also made the hole points in the same place on all 3. This is important, so that the final result will be precise and fit when assembled. Next, I cut a small square sheet of sheet metal as part of the next step. It doesn't need to be large, as long as it fits the purpose we're going to use. As you can see here, the cutting process is quite simple, but it still needs to be neat. After all the parts were ready, I also prepared a small, long plate. Then I drilled holes on both sides, right and left, as you can see now. These holes will be crucial in the assembly process of this security device. After drilling the long plate, I cut it into 2 pieces. This is what it should look like. These pieces will each have their own function in the system we're assembling. Next, I started assembling all the parts that had been cut and drilled. Once they were in the right position, and yes, after all the assembly and welding processes are complete, it will temporarily look like this. Next, I drew a pattern using a marker on certain areas. This pattern will later function like a password system, as part of the security system. According to the previously determined pattern. After that, I scraped off a small portion of the line using a grinder, just a thin enough margin to serve as a marker. After the initial scraping, I continued scraping the long metal again, this time vertically, from the main shaft to the tip. This process is crucial for the safety device's future operation. Okay, now that all the parts are ready, I'll start reassembling and welding, as you can see here. Make sure everything is securely attached so this thing can function optimally. After that, I prepared a small piece of metal and connected it to the frame we just made. This piece would complete the main structure of the security device. And finally, I welded the lock support back on, as you can see here. This part is crucial to ensuring the locking system works securely and securely. And yes, after going through all the steps, from cutting, drilling, assembly, to welding, our homemade lock is finally complete. Now it's time to test it, and let's see how strong and effective it is as an additional security system. Oh yeah, as for how this key works, you can see for yourself as I demonstrated here. It's quite simple, but it's incredibly effective in increasing security. Okay, so I'll install this locking device directly on the door. It works similarly to a password system. You have to rub or turn the nut until the gap in the part you've previously ground with the grinder fits. Once it's in the right position, the lock will open. And if you add a number to each nut, it becomes even more secure, like a combination password that only you know. In this day and age, a tool like this could be a powerful solution to replace conventional padlocks. We can also recycle old nuts. If you make it with larger nuts, add a little creativity and neatness, it's not impossible that this padlock could become a very high security system, handmade at home. Here, I've just shown a simple example of utilizing used nuts, something that's often considered trash and worthless. But with a little creativity and effort, we can transform them into useful, functional tools, like a strong and unique homemade padlock. And this is just the beginning. From this basic idea, you can develop it even further. For example, you could turn it into a door lock, a fence lock, a warehouse lock, or even a security system for vehicles or work equipment.